so cold and wet. I want to go home immediately.
We deserve this,
We do deserve this.
The world, for once, has delivered unto those who deserve what they deserve.
Here, here.
Welcome to Ghetto Camping 101. I'm your host, John Walden, and the co-host, Jeffrey Meldal.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, John. Anyway, you see before you are painstakingly constructed fire, cooking our pastaroni, which is promising to be a delicacy of the first order. John, why don't you describe a little bit of the difficulty we had in constructing that fire?
Oh yes, well, as you'll see, first of all, everything was wet for some reason. Unknown to us, I guess probably a large rainstorm. Then, after which we attempted to light the fire using paper, kindling, and these flat planks provided to us for a reasonable price.
And petrochemicals.
And using the fuel specifically marked not to start fires with, to which they erupted into flames. However, it was not enough, and we had to scramble and burn every piece of cardboard available, including part of the pastaroni box, before we'd actually put the pasta in.
I think that shows a willingness to adapt, capacity for invention, and a willingness, a readiness to get things done at any cost. Pastaroni is now boiling.
Over.
Yes, John Walden's gonna go get that out of the fire for us. It looks good. And I'm gonna get ready to tuck in.
You know, hot time.
Here we are. I don't know if you can see anything, but we're in the tent. It's hot. It's hot as balls.
Not in a good way.
Not because we've been having huge sex, but because it's just hot. And as you can hear and see, there's a thunderstorm going on. And what we didn't tell you earlier is that our tent fly does not quite cover.
It doesn't have a fly pole.
It doesn't have a fly pole, and the entrances of the tent are a little bit exposed to the elements. And there's a little pool of water forming around my feet, and it's only about 9:30, so we can expect by the morning some abject misery. Shit. See that deer? We almost just killed it. John was trying, he was gunning for it.
Yeah. You know me.
How did you feel about that deer when you tried to kill it?
Well, I saw the look of evil and malign intention in its eyes, and I decided I had to kill it before it killed us, Jeff.
Thank God I have you as my companion.
I know.
You will protect me from evil at all costs, to yourself and the car.
And the natural environment.
Yes, that's good. That's dedication. Anyway, well, while I have the camera out, I think you should see why they call this sweet baby the Skyline Parkway. Quite the beast. I don't know what you can see that. The humidity is sitting thick on the land, but it's quite a sight. We've got God's presence signified by the falling rays.
We have a cop, Steve Jobs.
How do you feel since you just got pulled over?
Well,
Do you feel as though you're guilty of a crime?
I guess I was speeding. I just didn't know that the speed zone changed from 35 to 25.
Sorry. Well, let's see if this is more regrettable than we think. Well, John just got us pulled over, but the cops were generous enough to let us go with just a warning. Skyline Parkway seems to be a likely spot for speeders. Apparently there are deer all over the road, so it's likely that we'll have a hot dinner tonight, boy.
I'm intervening on just behalf. It was terrible news this morning. We discovered that, in fact, we missed Dinosaur Land because it was before the entrance to Shenandoah National Park, which we've just exited, and now we're on the Blue Ridge Parkway, so it appears that we're not going to be able to see any of the large, cheaply made dinosaurs.
Well, see, this is
situation's changed. We have left the beautiful mountains of Shenandoah and the Blue Ridge Parkway and entered a far more dire situation here on the border betwixt Virginia and North Carolina. Life support is failing, temperature is rising. I don't know how long we Northerners will be able to hold on. Jeff, thoughts?
No thoughts, John. Only sweat.
Sweat and tears. Alright. We should be coming up on the border to North Carolina quite shortly. So, wish us luck in our adventure. Farewell. Perhaps for the last time. North Carolina. Sugar.
Let's see. You just took us out on the town last night. Treated us to a fine evening. Drunken revelry. How do you feel?
Tired.
Here's a little bit of wisdom that I seem to relearn again and again. If you're so drunk, you have a hangover like this, you never really had any chance with those girls anyway.
Well, Jeff, we're in Kentucky now, and we're almost to Cincinnati. Almost. Thank God. Jeff, as you can see, has taken over driving now after a long stint in the driver's seat by me. And we're now in beautiful Kentucky, home of horses and those who ride them. And soon we'll be in Cincinnati.
Well, we've just come back from meeting John's estimable grandmother, Angela. She is very happy to learn that he has her hair.
Yes.
In fact, I have a new appreciation for John's hair. I really just want to touch it all the time.
And I know, and apparently only like 3 of us in the family have it.
It's not only incredibly beautiful, but rare, and rarity increases its beauty and vice versa. And she was pleased to know that John will be assuming the white man's burden down in Buenos Aires, civilizing those savages, and see, I'm becoming civilized myself just by contact with this venerable, ancient family.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see this, but driving conditions are horrendous. Already in the beginning of our journey to Manhattan, Kansas, we are inundated with torrential rains, and it was good. George Milton Eads had never crossed the Mississippi from this side before, but he was sure that here and about to enter St. Louis with Jeffrey Milder and John Walden, he would be able to make it to the other side without incident. To look over to the right, we see Dr. Martin Luther King's Bridge, a later and fine installment to go with George Milton Eads. And we see the Gateway Arch, built in homage to this fabulous bridge we are crossing right now. St. Louis, as you know, is called the gateway to the west. It was once frequented by many riverboats, but then George Milton Eads, who had never built a bridge before, was able to build a bridge, as I so stated earlier, that would allow train traffic to continue to cross and save sweet St. Louis.
I would like to dedicate this crossing to Michael Klaus.
Yes, Michael Klaus, a man of our own hearts. He too has never built a bridge before, but if that's the case, we can look forward to some fine architectural work from him in the future. Indeed. As you can now tell, we are in St. Louis. It's been a long drive, and we are heading to Manhattan, Kansas later tonight to reunite with dear Amanda Gary, who herself has also never built a bridge before. Thank God, thank God. Alright, William Tyndale, our Lord and Master.